Welcome to Content Breaker, featuring Static Dreads, Kaiju Kelz, Strangely Entertaining, and the Zog Boy. Today's episode is Fate, the Winx Saga, the Winx Saga, the Winx Saga, the Winx Saga.
Yo, welcome to Content Breaker. I'm Kelz. He's Kai. Fuck. Start over. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Fuck it. Welcome to Content Breaker. He's Kai. I'm Kelz. And of course, we are joined by none other than Strang and Zodge himself.
How y'all doing?
This is what happens when. This is what happens when they make me do an intro. So, but you know,
you choose a dumb topic.
yeah, that's the fun. That's the fun of this episode. We are talking about the wonders that are Fate, the Winx Saga, the recent Netflix adaptation of the Winx Club. First off, before we get into what I have done to you, how are you boys doing in general?
I'm tired.
I feel it. It's late.
That's fair.
I'm okay, despite like everything that happened when this series was airing, meaning like the production. Like I'm a little bit scared knowing that people walk into a studio and leave the studio with this as a finished product and still like want to keep doing the same job that they're doing.
But apparently it was so good, it's apparently approved for a season 2. Woohoo.
I hope there's just not a season 3, man. Like, get it done in 2 seasons. I don't know where else you can go.
I hope Quizno is hiring for some of these actors. Just gonna say that. 'Cause this is trash.
Real heat. So, off the top, Fate, the Winx Saga is the Netflix adaptation of the Winx Club.
Such
Just
a
the live
stupid
action
name.
one. Because apparently
I hate
Netflix
it.
already has their own version of the Winx Club.
Yes, live action version. Now, it is how you say,
Garbage.
yes, because it's a French series, isn't it?
Italian.
Yes.
Originally Italian.
Oh, Italian.
Yeah.
Like,
This particular version, however, is a completely English one.
yeah.
I don't know if it's American or UK, but it is English.
I don't claim it. It's not from here. I don't want it.
And this one feels like it's a weird adaptation of a young adult novel.
Yes, like,
It
well,
does.
An
here's
edgy
the-
young adult novel.
Here's the real
Gilmore
secret.
Girls.
It was produced. It was created by Brian Young, a former producer for The Vampire Diaries.
That explains a
course.
lot, actually.
So yes, it does feel like a Twilight Light of kind of witches and fairies and whatever. Before we get into exactly how gnarly Fate the Winx Saga is,
When
Kai,
you say that, I just can't. It's
can
such a
you-
stupid name. I can't keep it together every time you say it.
So while Strange has his episode, Kai, can you tell us a little bit about the original?
yeah,
Yes. So the original was lit. So the original appeared way back when we were kids in the 4Kids days back yonder. And honestly, it was something. It originally aired in 2004. It was one of those things that as a young boy, you were like, yeah, I'll watch a Winx Club. What about it? Like, you want to throw hands? And they were like, nah, I respect you. Because Winx Club was that good. It was like the story of... It was... How do I put it? So basically...
It was
you got
Harry
these different
Potter,
girls.
except the future.
Yes, it was like Harry Potter, but with actual mythic creatures. And you had this one girl who... Okay, it was actually not like Harry Potter at all. It's now I'm like... Going through it, like she wasn't abused. A hairy gorilla didn't get on the broomstick and be like, I'm kidnapping you.
Wait a minute.
Let's be real.
It-
That's
it
not the
wasn't?
things people think about when they think Harry Potter. They just think about the school and magic.
Oh, I hate Harry
and
Potter.
and
So
that's about where the comparison ends. There's a school.
I think
it's
that-
magical. People learn how to use magic.
I think about that tragic relationship that I had where I had to watch all the Harry Potters, which is exactly what I did to y'all on this episode. So I guess I'm sorry. But
There's
like,
always that one
I mean,
relationship.
At least
to
your
be
tragic
fair-
relationship wasn't the Twilight movies, so you're still doing better than me in that aspect.
yeah. So we've got the setup is there's a world about fairies, and our main character Bloom.
And like,
Do-
yeah,
like,
our
doesn't
main
know
character-
she's
such
a
good
fairy
name
until-
for an edgy teen drama. Like
so
show.
like it's not even just a world about fairies. It's like a magical world in general.
That's like
And-
separate from the human world, like existing at the same time.
It's basically
Yeah.
like if you watch Harry Potter, which I don't really claim to be an expert in, it's the wizarding world versus like the human world, basically.
It's like if you watch American Dragon Jack Long,
There you go.
and all of the crazy stuff is happening and no one's actually seeing it.
Yes, except like it's literally so okay. So Belle has powers. She doesn't understand.
You say Bill.
Or it's not Belle.
You
Jesus.
said Bill.
Not too far off.
Who is Belle? I can't even remember
Talking
that.
about Bill
Belle
from
Oh, I
Beauty and
thought you were
Beast,
talking about
that's
the
a-
Disney princess.
Oh yeah.
another
Bloom.
podcast.
There we go. Bloom. I got me thinking about Disney. Bloom has magical powers and she's adopted. So she tries to figure out why she has these powers and what they mean. So she finds out on I think like her 16th birthday. She's finally old enough to go away to school, and she goes across this magical
Oh, you're talking
world.
about the original. Okay, sorry.
Yes, I'm talking about the original.
Oh.
I talk about this, whatever this is. So, and we get a cool adventure. She meets these girls. They form a sisterhood. And we go through like 7 billion seasons of them figuring it out. And it's a super cast. They have good powers. It's, you know, we'll talk about the original Winx Club another day because I feel dirty mentioning it in the same vein.
We'll go
as
more
Fate,
in
the Winx
depth.
Saga.
We'll go more in depth on it later.
Yes.
But yeah,
But
essentially,
Fate, though,
fairy school, and across the way is a hero school, which is basically a giant boys club. So you got boarding
Yes.
schools, guys' dorms over there, girls' dorms over there, adventures through magical kingdom land.
Yes. But Fate, the Winx Saga, is very different. First of all, it has the same abbreviation of Fate as the Fate Saga, which is just disrespectful in general. But this one, you know, none of the my gripe starts with the character design. Because
They're
have
human? They're real? They're live action?
yes, the live
No,
action.
oh, well,
like-
I was gonna say not so much the live action for me. Like I was like, but it's everything else. Gosh. But anyways,
See, the
continue.
character design bothers me because I'm such a fan of the original, and we have where is Techna?
Okay,
why
so
is-
it's the characters that bother you and not like the design of the characters.
it's both because
Okay.
you literally have Flora, you just have her not as Flora.
Oh, Tara
Like you
is
have
Tara
her
now.
actual, you have her actual personality, her actual like look, but as a different character.
Yeah, that
and
didn't
Yes,
make any
like
sense.
the
at all.
cousin.
So if they had actually named her Flora instead of Tara, it would be better.
I mean, if they had given her, they just literally gave her the opposite powers to name her. It's like someone read the Spark Notes of Winx Club and they just took the test because, like, you're close but no cigar. Okay, you're not even close. On
Pretty
some
sure
of this stuff.
Tara's only in there just so they can have a plot point of like weed everywhere. Everyone has weed. Why? Because Tara exists. That's exactly why.
Hey man, fitting all of our demographics with that character. Like good effort, poor execution. That's all I'm saying.
You know, Tara,
you
her
could say
real
that
name
with
is
most of
Elliot
them.
Salt. So I'm just like,
What?
I'm sorry in all
Salt?
aspects. Yep,
The
that's her
actor.
name.
What
The
in the
actor's
world?
name.
Elliot Salt.
Yeah. But yeah,
But-
all the characters seem just a little bit off, and in the later episodes, very rushed.
Gosh.
Like,
Yes.
I'm
This
their,
is
so
their development
sorry,
is
and just
different.
the whole drama part really just bothered me. I'm like, no, this is supposed to be like I'm so sorry. I've just been a brat this whole time. Dana laughed so much when she heard.
So this is a 6-episode show, and they're making up drama that wasn't there in the original cartoon.
Yeah.
They
So
make
they-
up drama like literally 2 seconds after like the characters say hi to each other. It's like, hi,
Yes.
why are you on me like this? I
I
just
ain't
don't
gonna lie.
understand.
So,
I ain't gonna lie, this feels like a show that should have been on the CW and gotten like twice as many episodes.
so yeah, honestly, probably. But the
Does it
budget
deserve
said
twice as many?
Netflix.
No, it does not deserve. This show doesn't deserve that many.
It needed more. Maybe if they padded it out, it would feel less.
You know
rough.
what? Thank God
But-
they didn't have more episodes. So it's miserable.
I mean, apparently they got a season 2 already, so
But one of the big plot points for Fate, the Winx Saga, and not in the original, is that Bloom, our main character, and Stella, like the princess of the fucking kingdom, are best friends in the original, and in this one, Stella's a bitch. And
it's an understatement.
Bloom is like, fuck the establishment. I'm a G. I'm going to be the magic queen, even if I don't care about the kingdom.
I
and we
honestly
can't be
don't know.
friends.
I was.
yeah.
Till episode 6.
Yeah. Basically, episode 6, everyone's role is reversed.
Yes.
Yeah, they did not have enough time to do the stories that they wanted to do. The problem is
Why
the stories
are all
that they
the
didn't want to.
actors?
Go ahead.
So why are all the actors so much older than they're supposed to portray? Like,
Because the
Because
setting
it's
for this
like-
one is college.
Yeah.
Even though they treat all the quote unquote kids and all the students and everything like they're at best middle school level.
I could have sworn like they were at least 16, 17. 'Cause
In the show, in
Yeah.
the original show, yeah, they're like
I
high
thought
school
in
and they
here, I
graduate
could've-
and everything. In this one,
yeah, in the show, I thought they were like in high school as well, but I guess
Yeah.
I missed that.
no.
Well, Stella's. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
In this one, I think it's like episode 2 or something like that. They straight up call it college,
I didn't make it that far.
and it also might be in like halfway through episode 1. I'm not entirely sure. I binged this whole thing in one go, mostly because I didn't want to come back to it.
Yes.
But there is a line where Bloom is talking to her parents and being like, "Yeah, going over to an international college is definitely the kind of thing I would usually do." Yeah, it's like a one-off line, but I think they put it in there just so if any censors got a hold of it or anything, they could point to that and just be like, "No, see, they're not teenagers drinking and partying and doing drugs. These are college students. They're fully
See,
aware
so it's
that what they're
fine."
doing is wrong."
Goodness.
Also, isn't it set in like Europe to where the legal drinking age is like 16 anyway?
Well, they're in a
It's
foreign
set in a
land,
completely
so-
different dimension. So
Yeah, they're different dimension. So
It's
like,
Europe. Like, that's,
I mean, it's originally
Is it?
it's originally made. The whole thing was originally made by an Italian guy. So yeah, I just go with that. Whatever their rules are.
it's Europe. So I mean, yeah. Just like in terms of like, if I would recommend this show,
We
Like,
already know you wouldn't.
I would to my enemies.
to me,
Like it's like it says it has 2 seasons, so it means we're already getting a confirmed second season, I assume.
yeah, no, it's,
I think
it's pretty
they
much
were,
confirmed.
I think they were given 2 seasons like from the start, like when they were approved.
So like, here's the question: we all just overall don't like this. I think that's a safe bet. Do we think that they can do anything in the next 8 episodes
No.
to save this?
Nope, no.
Well, I don't know if they can save it, but I think they can finish their overall story.
They could
Yeah,
finish whatever
so-
garbage story they were trying to get
On-
across, and then leave me alone.
Okay. Okay,
Like,
let's talk about
honestly, I'm sorry if you're going to do a conspiracy story where you got to go through all these twists and turns and everything and put the puzzle pieces together. you need to take more time to actually let this mystery develop instead
Oh
of
my God.
giving
Let's talk about exactly that. The fact that Bloom's character in this show, Fate the Winx Saga, goes through this whole deal of like, oh my God, I'm secretly this mythical creature. Oh my God, my parents aren't my real parents.
Wow.
Oh my God, I almost murdered my not real parents. Oh
Should've
my
done it.
God, what is like this magic? I have all this magic and can't control it. And how does this work? And the establishment's against me and all this bullshit.
I'm scared.
So-
Please, someone help me.
Except fuck you for trying to help me. You don't know what's good for me. Oh my God. To your point about this conspiracy bullshit. Bloom spends like 3 episodes of a 6-episode runtime tripping on conspiracy bullshit. And I'm like, listen, being, concerned about what the establishment is telling you, okay, that's fair play. Think with your mind, R. Kelly voiced tragically. But it felt too on the nose for me. I'm just like,
Yeah.
you have brainwashed yourself.
Yeah.
And here you are. What the fuck are you doing? We have to spend 6 episodes on this bullshit along with everything else. Come on.
Yeah. Honestly, it was basically like every 10 minutes I paused the thing and was just like, okay, I got to get through this whole thing, but I get they're lying to you. I get that you're uncovering lies, like almost around every corner, but you're playing yourself right now. Put the pieces together, then confront.
Yes, like don't let the bad guy tell you that the good guy is also the bad guy, even though it could be true facts. But like, don't let one story be a lie and another story be like suddenly the gospel. Who the fuck raised you?
It
Fake parents.
Like
Fake parents.
I
raised
still
you.
have a headache right now from watching it earlier today. My biggest problem is when it started bleeding into some of the other characters.
Yes.
Like, oh, we're
whole
putting
thing.
our differences aside together now. Yay, that was quick, wasn't it? Because we're roommates. Hooray! We did it! Friendship is magic!
Actually, that's something else I found out about this, just this franchise in general. When 4Kids translated the original property, they called the transformation and the powers and all that the Winx. That's actually not what the name is. Originally, the Winx Club was literally just a play on the word wings, and it was a name Bloom came up for their friend group.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my
that's what I
God.
was gonna ask if they have the meaning of it. It's also like a type of magic too.
No, that's
In the
what
series.
that's what 4Kids decided to make the Winx. That
And then later
that
they
entire-
adopted it as canon because they're like, oh well, most of the people already freaking know. So
No, in this one, Fate, the Winx Saga, the only time they ever address that thing is when they're doing this, when text messages come up on the screen and you see the Winx Club group chat kind of thing. Otherwise, no one
it.
ever even mentions the word.
I hate it.
Oh my God. So it's time to get real heated.
Oh, no.
Just like Bloom did in episode 6. Finally fucking transformed in Fate the Winx Saga. So, of all of my gripes with this show, I was on board for everything they threw at me. I was ready for all of the dumb bullshit changes.
Better than me.
The thing that took me out of this show right at
First
the
2
end,
minutes.
episode like
6.
minute marker, whatever it was, right at the end of the show, they finally show Bloom transforming into her super like fairy princess outfit. And okay, great. We've seen all of these powers be really cool, well animated for the budget of 6 episodes, whatever. Except the fact, out of nowhere, they took 20 seconds to do an anime style transformation scene, and I died out of it immediately. Murdered some shadow hose? I don't care anymore. You took me out of this shit because you didn't take it seriously, and I quit.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to lie. The moment that started, I busted out laughing and just could not stop. But what made it worse was that I was willing to actually go along with it until the fight scene right afterwards.
Yes, and the fight scene was garbage too,
like,
which is the worst
pew,
part.
pew.
It literally looked like they just handed a high schooler a camera and said, follow along with what they're doing.
I'm just trying to figure out why she transformed surrounded by water. Like,
Because the whole
when she has
okay,
the power
I
of
can give you
fire?
the reason why. Like, I can
Okay,
give
give it to me.
Okay, here's the in. I have 2 logics to this. The in-show logic that they used, and then the logic that I know is true. Okay, so the in-show logic is, oh, it's surrounded by water, so in case you get too hot, I could just
That's
cool
dumb.
you off. Yeah, that was a thing. And then the actual logic is, well, we're using all of our CGI budget on this thing, and we're just going to put you in front of a green screen and raise you up, and then that's how we're going to do it.
The actual reason is we needed a good backdrop, and you have fire all over the place.
Exactly. That's why I was like, we need a cool backdrop. and
Nice.
put you in front of a green screen.
I just want y'all to know when I watch, because I did watch that clip because Kelz was telling me about it, so I went and made sure I watched that. And when I watched it, I had the subtitles on because whatever. And it literally said empowering electronic music when she transformed. And I'm just like,
Oh yeah.
who did this?
You should have
Grimes
listened.
Grimes did
You should have
this.
listened to that music too.
Oh no, I did. I had the volume on. And the music was trash. Like the whole. I'm just like
bad.
I was a band nerd for years. I learned to appreciate all types of music. I even secretly like a little bit of country, a little, but like. That was trash. It didn't fit the scene. Like homegirl, like was just.
It also.
Hey, what was the point of her transforming? Because like it wasn't even really a transformation. She just had like.
So she could
and the
one-shot
wings
the
were
bad
trash.
guy.
No,
Like
the point of
she didn't even one shot anybody. She used both hands.
Yeah.
And then it took like 12 minutes for the dude to die too. So I was like,
I love how
wait.
her wings were full on beyond her arm length, basically longer than her whole body, kind of like wingspan. Impressive. And then when they set her down for the fight scene, they shrink them down to just past her shoulder blades.
She turned
And
into
the-
the fucking discount Phoenix, man. I
Yes.
quit.
Although, tell me this
And
girl
the
does not look like she could play Jean Grey.
She looked like she was playing Jean Grey. It looked like more. If you told me this was X-Men, I'd be like, all right. Like I have a hard time.
Oh yeah,
'cause-
it is a live action X-Men movie. They can't do they can't do the Phoenix worth shit.
That's that X-Men movie you get from Dollar General.
Oh my god! At least Dollar Tree gives you what you pay for. Like, and my other complaints, which are very, very staggering, but like one of the biggest complaints for me as well was the fact that what was the point of the rest of the cast if the big fight is just Bloom? Like the original series, yes, Bloom is, you can argue, the central character, but they all get the power-ups. They all go ham together, but this is just the Bloom show.
I don't even think they
Like-
got a power up, to be honest. I think they just they do,
Yeah, no,
they
they
do
knew
a lot.
anything.
Yeah.
They were just
Yeah,
like,
no.
this is Bloom's story. This is the Winx, not the club, just the Winx.
Yeah, man, we have the narcs, we have the not narcs, and then we have just Bloom doing her shit as
Like,
an
we know
adopted
the-
child.
We know the others have cool magic that can be very useful, but
Like being
the budget
fucking
went-
invisible.
We even had a
And how
whole.
does she use that?
We even had
Has
a
she made
whole
a
episode
rainbow?
where everyone's training with each other to fight these things specifically,
just so Bloom
And-
can do it
and
herself.
only one person was necessary, Why was there a thread again?
The reason this can never be an anime because it tells us the power of friendship is bullshit, and all you need is yourself.
Yeah, man. At least fucking Sailor Moon closes like half the shit with like everybody coming together and like super squad beam go, and then Usagi closes it out with her
At
own
least
like moon
the
power.
other Rangers stand behind the Red Ranger when he blows stuff up. Like they weren't even here. Like the rest of the Winx stuff was just
At least,
like,
at least when
all
they're
they did
forming
was-
the Megazord, everyone actually like has a piece involved.
this is
I think
like
the biggest thing they did together was literally show up to Bloom's house like with her like at the very
yeah.
like,
no. The biggest thing they did together was single-handedly ruin the Winx franchise.
See, I was gonna go with bitch and moan to each other why they all suck. Like literally, if you just watch
I know you hate
if you
me.
watch
I
the
just,
scenes, if you watch the scenes of them just in their big ass room together, they complain about each other almost nonstop, and
Literally
it's
nonstop.
all the complaints the audience already has.
Mm-hmm.
We know these things. We've been saying them for 6 episodes. Get over it.
And I'm gonna say it.
If there's any
Say
rush
it.
character development, this would be the time for it. Sorry, go
Say
ahead.
it.
Like I'm gonna say it. Like the best
Go
thing
on.
about what's that?
Go on.
Oh, okay, the best thing about this series was Bloom's jacket was like a whole fit, but that was it. Like
Oh, and that's
I was
gone
like,
at the
yo,
ending.
you know, I actually
Like-
did like that jacket. I will agree on that.
Yeah, I know,
I was
I was
like,
like,
I kind of want
at
that
least
jacket
this-
actually.
I know, right? I was like, yo, me and the fictional girl gotta get matching jackets. Like, but like honestly, what you said earlier, Zog, about this belongs on the CW. No, that is a disgrace to the CW because I will
Is
say
it-
the CW's plot can be trash, but their VFX are always on point.
That's a fair play.
This belongs on like I don't even know what channel. This belongs on GCTV.
Bro, that's fucked up.
Wow.
You know we don't have any of these skills. we can't
nobody's
tell
gonna
this
understand
shitty of a
that joke
story.
except
Look,
for
I'm
us.
sorry. You're giving GCTV a little too much credit there, even with this.
We
Like-
can't tell this kind of shitty story. We don't have it in us. But
You don't have a transmitter.
anyway. Like now, all of the bullshit being said, let's take an objective eye,
Trash.
as you have talked about the fit, and let's talk about some of the positive things
It ended.
that we can.
Oh, wait, no, it didn't even end. That's not even a positive. We still got 8 more episodes.
It was
I will
only
say-
6
Positive.
episodes.
I
That's
will
the
say,
positive.
when it came before that transformation sequence, the VFX weren't too bad.
Yes, I would agree that the setting, the set dressing, all of the production of this experience was clean.
The lighting
The
wasn't actually that
camera
bad.
work, the lighting, the stage dressing, nothing about it took you out of the experience until they went weird with this shit. It was all of the writing that
Yeah.
was the problem with this.
Like, honestly, I could, despite them using the Winx name and everything, I would believe that this is its own version of the story. It's its own, like, alternate reality kind of thing. And I wouldn't have a problem with it existing if the story itself was something not shit.
Yes,
Other than
that is
that,
a fair statement.
other than that, for the most part, I would call it harmless. But definitely not for me. Like, can you all tell me right now we're not doing season 2, so I don't have to watch that? Or is that even a possibility?
I can't tell you that because for some reason y'all tell me I have to do some of these episodes. So I tell you, get fucked. We're watching.
You know
we're
what?
watching Fate and the Winx Saga Part 2.
You know what? That's fair.
The plus for me about this is if they let this get greenlit and for season 2, I am hopeful that we will see other good shows come to the silver screen or just a streaming platform. Like, I would not be mad. Like, we're already seeing Powerpuff Girls, so I feel like the resurgence is here. I would love to see other shows such as, like, I would like a live action, like, Shaolin Showdown show done correctly.
Yeah, please,
I would
Lord.
appreciate one of those. I think that would be cool.
They already had the resurgence of that. It was called Shaolin Chronicles.
I said
And it
done
was-
correctly in
and it
live
was
action.
ass.
Chronicles does not exist. Like, I refuse to believe that. I think a Dexter's Laboratory type show would be cool as well.
Oh, I'd be here for that.
Like, yeah, and even like a Martin mystery show, I feel like would work really well. Like, because the premise always seemed like it should have been live action, opposed to the cartoon version that we got.
I don't know. I feel like that would get a little goosebumps.
Bro.
Yeah,
But
which I'm here for goosebumps.
Give me a Code Lyoko live action.
I am
That
here
already
for that.
exists, actually.
There,
Does it?
yeah.
Give me a
does.
good Code Lyoko live action.
Oh, okay, a
You
good
knew
one,
what he
okay.
meant. You knew what he meant.
I knew what he meant.
The live action Code Lyoko was only ever released in France. And
And
God.
it
it
doesn't have
was
English translation.
it was basically a season 5, I think.
Pretty much.
And,
It's like
yeah,
it's like
the
when they're a
only-
lot older.
Here's the craziest thing about that season is that there wasn't any subtitles for it either. The only English subtitles you will ever find for it are done by fans.
Yep.
Man.
I know, because I went and watched the first episode, and I was like, I don't want to watch this. the rest
It's
of the-
called Code Lyoko Evolution.
Yep.
And it reminds me of Dragon Ball Evolution in the same way that it's probably totally garbage.
That's well, actually, yeah, that's an apt comparison.
Man. Is it Dragon Ball? Never mind. Let's move on. But yes.
Yes, I feel like that it has opened because we are getting the Powerpuff Girls, like I said, and we're getting other things. We got Riverdale, so I would like to see some good things come from this. And while we're at it, making magical girl stuff, make Mew Mew Power, because at least I get a dope theme song with that.
I know
Bring me
Static
more
would like to
Witch.
see a Ruby live action.
I would like to see the characters get murked in live action. Yes.
God damn.
Anyways, thank y'all for taking the time and watching this shit just because I
Don't
said,
you
hey, let's
ever-
watch it.
Don't you ever say I don't love you. Like, I don't
Yeah,
care.
but-
I could be holding you off a cliff and be like, it's over.
And I'd be like, you know what, man? You watched Fate, the
the
Winx
Winx
Saga for me.
And I'd be
You
like,
know
you're
what?
right.
I think-
it ain't that serious. I'll
I
pull you
think
back over.
I think we're fair.
Yeah.
just man, go ahead, drop me. This is fair deal.
I'm going to throw you back on and drop myself because I remembered. I'm like, you know what? I'm out. It's like we both going. But yeah, literally, like maybe 2 out of 10 don't watch is my recommendation.
I'm surprised you went as high as a 2.
I mean, I have to give it a 1 for existing, and the 2 is literally because I really like the jacket. Like,
That's
That's
the
all
only
I'm saying.
saving
Where
grace
that
of the
whole
show
point-
was
Nice
the
ass
jacket.
jacket.
It
Yes.
really is. I was like,
Like,
ooh, it's shiny.
yeah.
How does she keep up with it? Like, how does she keep it clean?
Okay, you're right.
yeah.
Full point just to the costuming department.
Yeah,
Yes.
I give
her
a
fit
point.
throughout the whole thing was actually kind of cool. So
Totally. Like, even though it's like, okay, so the only way I can know you're Bloom and important is by your red hair. But, like, is that intentional? Or am I just a fucking racist? God damn.
probably life imitating art. So probably a little bit of both.
Intentional.
Yeah.
But, like, Bloom never changes from her color. Full ass red. Got the hair. Got the fit. You don't mistake her one time in the show for not being Bloom.
Yes.
But that's because it's angled at children.
And
not
another thing,
young adults.
like, I'm sorry, I just gotta air this gripe. Like, I feel like what bothers me the most about this series is that the whole thing could have worked without the other 4 girls. Like, this could have just been Bloom's story.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
there was nothing that hinged on all the girls at all. Like, I don't even feel like there was a sisterhood.
Oh, we had to have somebody who sold weed, so we could put weed stuff in there. We had to have somebody who would.
We had to have someone
that one
from a
plot
broken
point
home.
happen, and then we had to have somebody who read the minds of people to make them tell things. Another
she's
plot
just
device.
an empath. She reads the emotions. She can't
she listens
exactly
to
tell
music,
you what you're
bruh.
thinking. Oh, and of course we had to have the snitch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We needed a snitch. We
I
needed
hated
somebody
her.
to be like, "Oh, well, you don't really feel that way," and then we needed a hoe. So.
And we needed someone who's potentially working at Quiznos after like the shoot wraps, and we got that. So
All right. Well, thank you for wasting your time for this 36 minutes of content. I
my
appreciate your effort.
It's what we do.
Thank
We
you for
will catch
joining
y'all
us.
next time. We're gonna pad out our tragedy for at least another quarter. We're gonna pick something gnarly, but it's gonna be we're gonna have some time for it. But of course, you can catch this product, Content Breaker, at all of your podcatchers. We're talking Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Podcast, whatever podcatcher you prefer. At Content Breaker, or on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Content Breaker as well. Everybody, y'all got shit too that y'all want to plug, not Fate the Winx Saga.
yeah, you can find me at Static Dreads, where I definitely won't be talking about this. Who knows what I'll be talking about? Come tell me what to talk about. Like,
Fruits
tell me your
basket.
deepest insecurities and fears. I'm gonna be talking about fruits baskets on Cap. You can believe that.
Yeah, man.
Strange.
All right, you can find me at Strangely
Not watching Fruits Baskets.
Entertaining. Oh,
For real. Watch that shit. You can't plug nothing else until you watch Fruits Baskets.
Yeah.
Season 3 is coming out soon, man.
Next week.
You need to watch all of it in the next week and feel bad and feel okay
I'll
and be
unfriend you.
excited. But where can they find you while you watch Fruits Baskets?
well. Find me at Strangely Entertaining on the YouTubes. I've been uploading videos at least once a week because that's
Hell yeah.
yeah. So
Good on you.
look for me on YouTube and then look for me on the Twitterverse as well, where I retweet a lot because that's just who I am.
Sounds like that
Dope.
Hannah Montana song. And what about you, Zog?
Hi, I'm Zog. You can find me here.
Make content.
Very,
I'm not the
very
biggest.
technically.
I'm not the best. I'm not the biggest into social media. So if I ever get around to that, I will let y'all know. But I make no promises.
Make a Twitter just so we can tag anime shit. Anyways, and you could catch the other product, of course, at your typical Shonen Protagonist on all the podcatchers and your TSP. That's URTSP on Twitter. We will catch you next week for even more content breaker bullshit that someone else will run. They're probably happy about that. Here on Content Breaker.
Bye.